If you have PCOS, more so if you have endometriosis, egg freezing is something that you should consider.
Hi, I'm Ritasha Rathore. I'm here with Dr. Ritu Hinduja today, and we're talking about egg freezing. Doctor, I am 31 years old, and I believe this is kind of like the ripe time because my girls and I obviously have started having this chat in the last year or two, especially since we're not sure when modern life will allow us to have children. But there are so many ifs and buts and questions, concerns, and conundrums when it comes to egg freezing. So I have gathered some common beliefs, and you're going to help me bust those myths.
Absolutely.
Okay, so fact number 1, you can freeze your eggs anytime during your 30s or 40s. What do you say?
30s definitely. 40s becomes a little too late because you have to understand that a woman is born with a definitive number of eggs in her body. And these number of eggs keep declining as her age increases. So you have to understand ovarian reserve. There is a bank and you're born with this corpus in a bank, and every month you kind of make withdrawals from this bank. But you spend only 1 rupee. So suppose if you have a corpus and you're withdrawing 10 rupees every month, but you're actually spending only 1 rupee in that menstrual cycle because only one follicle grows to maturity and releases an egg. The rest of your withdrawal goes to waste. It does not go back to your corpus. The more you age, the more withdrawals are made from this bank. There are no deposits being made in this bank, so the corpus goes down. So the earlier you do your egg freezing, the better it is as an insurance because A, you're going to get more number of eggs, and B, your quality of eggs is going to be better at a younger age than at an advanced stage.
What about women in their late 30s and early 40s? They can still do it, right?
They can still do it. There is no magic number per se, but sometimes in their 40s, their egg reserve is so poor or so low that they may need more than one cycle of egg retrieval to kind of get a good number of eggs for her to be able to do an IVF later on to conceive.
That seems really like the odds are against, because you're saying to do it earlier, but women become more financially stable as they grow older. And the second myth or second fact is that egg freezing is a long and expensive process. So how do younger women budget for it?
So it is not a long process.
Okay.
It is a process which kind of gets over in 13 days.
Oh, but don't you have to inject hormones for months before?
No, just 11 days. So the cycle starts from the second day of your menstrual cycle. You take injectable hormones for 11 days on a daily basis, and on the 13th day, your eggs are out. 90% of the time, there is no post-op pain. There is nothing that you would need to go back to the doctor for. So it's very specific to your egg reserve per se, because if you have a lower ovarian reserve, then you will need higher amount of gonadotropins. That's the injections that we give. So you'll need a higher dose that will lead to an increase in cost.
How should one prepare mentally and physically for the procedure?
Yes, if you are thinking of freezing your eggs, what you could do is quit smoking, quit drinking, inculcate good eating habits, exercise, and eat food which is good and rich in antioxidants.
Do you recommend that you need a friend or a partner with you at the retrieval, or can she go solo?
I would always recommend there's someone with you. But please understand that this procedure takes place under anesthesia. You will be knocked out while we are doing this. So it's always good to have someone along with you. A good thing to kind of know whether you can postpone egg freezing is to get an AMH level done, which would give you an idea of your current existing ovarian reserve.
This brings me to fact number 3, which says that after you've frozen your eggs, it's not as easy to get pregnant naturally. Is that true?
This is like insurance. Like anything else that you insure for it, but you don't expect it to happen to you, right? So the same way, you insure for any kind of fertility challenges that you may face later on in life pertaining to your egg reserve. But it's not necessarily that you may require to use these eggs that you have put on ice for yourself. You may just conceive spontaneously and not need any kind of help. So just because you've done it doesn't mean that you will have to seek IVF later on in the future.
So is one cycle of egg retrieval enough?
That depends upon what your egg reserve is. So if your egg reserve is good enough and we are able to get good number of eggs in the first cycle of egg retrieval itself, then you will not require a second cycle or a third cycle. But if you come to us at a stage where your egg reserve has already declined, you may require more than one cycle.
Fact number 4, doctor. If you have PCOS or endometriosis, egg freezing is not for you. What do you say?
On the contrary, if you have PCOS, more so if you have endometriosis, egg freezing is something that you should consider rather than putting it off. Why? Because what happens in PCOS and endometriosis is the intra-ovarian environment. That means the environment in the ovary, in the ovary changes and it's hostile to the eggs. So the earlier you take these eggs out from that environment, the better it is for your fertility later on.
Thank you so much for being a part of this chat, everyone, with Dr. Ritu. I'm Ritasha on behalf of Tweak India. Like, share, subscribe. My favorite organ, the one, the only, Her Royal Highness, Queen of the World, the clitoris.